Hi everyone, welcome back to Move Wilder. My name's Hannah. You may also know my other company, which is VeloCore. It's a strength and mobility training app. I am going to take you through a off-season workout today that's going to help to rebuild the muscle balance you need in your body to be a better cyclist. So we're going to look at those common imbalances that cyclists suffer from and how we can combat those through some gentle mobility and strength work, which you can do from wherever you are, whether you're at home, whether you can do it on your lunch break in your office, whether you're off on a Caribbean cruise. You can do this from wherever you are. Let's get going. Going to go through a chest massage now. So you're going to need your trusty tennis ball. Going to take your tennis ball, find your collarbone, and we're going to roll just under the collarbone. We're tracking the collarbone, so staying underneath the bone, but staying up high, so you're not going onto any breast tissue. And we're just going to gently roll the ball round. If you find a spot that's a little bit more tender, just going to hold it there, apply some pressure, and gently move the arm up and down. What we're looking to do here is just release any tension and get rid of any knots in the chest muscles, which can become overly tight. One, from daily life, so a lot of things we do in our daily life round us forward, and also you have that added thing that cycling, especially road cycling, brings you into that rounded posture, so tightens those chest muscles, weakens the back muscles. So in order to create muscle balance and to get back to good posture and to be stronger on the bike, we need to release off the chest muscles by giving them a good massage and stretch, and then strengthen the muscles in your back. Once you've done one side, and we're doing about a minute on each side, so again, this is one of those videos where you might need to just hit the pause button, finish doing both sides, and then continue. We're then going to roll onto the other side. Again, tracking the collarbone. Rolling around, applying a little bit of pressure to that ball, not going onto any breast tissue. And once you've finished, coming back into a seated position. We're now going to go through a palm on the wall stretch. So you're going to stand with your hand on the wall, fingertips facing backwards, hand in line with your shoulder. Then you're going to take a little step forward with the leg closest to the wall, and then rotate your body into the middle of the room. We're going to hold this for 30 seconds. This is a really deep and intense stretch. So if it feels too intense, just gently rotate back towards the wall a little bit, take some of that pressure out. If you get a numb wrist or any kind of like tingling in the fingers, please do come out of this stretch. You should feel a nice stretch across the chest and down into the arm. Then we're going to change to the other side. So we're going to put the hand on the wall facing backwards. Next, you're going to step forward onto that inside foot and then rotate into the room. Again, 30-second hold. And then coming back to your rest pose. We're now going to go through swan dive with swimming arm circles. So what we're going to do is we're going to lay down on our front, turn those toes in so that lower body stays switched off, engage your core, and then we're going to gently bring your head, neck and shoulders up off the floor. Raise the arms, bring your hands in front of your head, and then do a big swimming circle. So a little bit like you're doing a breaststroke type arm. Going to do up to 2 of those, hold, and then gently release back to the mat. This is really good for building strength in your upper back. Keeping your head in line with the rest of your spine. Make sure you're not lifting your head. If you can see what's in front of you, you're looking in the wrong direction. You should be looking down at the mat. I'm just going to show you from a different angle as well. So you can see from here that my head stays in line with the rest of my spine. My arms stretch out in front of me, keeping my chest lifted off the mat, slow controlled back to the mat. So you're using that upper body to generate the movement off the floor, not pushing your belly into the mat or squeezing your glutes together. Once you finish, pulling back into your child's pose for 20 seconds and then coming back to your rest pose. So what we're going to do is we're going to come to laying down on our mat with our feet hip distance apart, pelvis in neutral, so tailbone pointing towards the end of your mat, arms just gently rested on the floor, palm up if you feel like you're going to push your hands down into the mat, so no tension in that upper body. We're going to take an inhale, and then on your exhale, you're going to gently roll up through your spine, thinking about your vertebrae as individual blocks, and we're going to pick each individual block up off the floor. When you get to the top, we're going to hold this position for an inhale, and then we're going to exhale and gently roll back down through your spine, again thinking one vertebrae at a time. At the top of your bridge, the weight should be in your shoulders, not in your neck. So you're not putting any tension on that neck. And you're going to really push down into your toes as well. So we activate through your hamstrings and glutes as much as possible. We're holding in a nice ski slope-like position. So there should be a line from your knee through your hip down to your shoulder. You shouldn't be overextending and kind of letting your rib cage flare into the air and bringing that pelvis up any higher. I'm now going to take you through shoulder bridge, which is one of my favourite Pilates exercises. It's brilliant for strengthening the glutes, hamstrings and core muscles, which are crucial for maintaining proper posture and generating power on the bike. Additionally to this, it's going to stretch the hip flexors and quads, counteracting that tightness that often develops from prolonged periods in the cycling position. And then I want you to hug your knees into your chest. Just give yourself a little bit of a rock. And then return to our rest pose. Next, I'm going to take you through a press up rotational flag. So you're going to come into your plank position, going to do a press up, and then we're going to rotate up to one side, come back to the center, and then rotate to the other, come back to the middle, and then go back into another press up. This is a really tough move. So if you need to reduce the reps down or have a little break, hit pause, have a break, and then come back into it, that's absolutely fine. I totally understand. Keeping in that nice plank position, so there's a nice line from your shoulder through your hips into your ankles. Try not to let your bum get any higher. As you press up, you could always come into a 3/4 press up if you were finding a full press up too challenging, and then go back into your plank for your rotation. We're thinking about that rotation coming from that mid spine, so really think about rolling that rib cage, opening up those chest muscles. Every time you put your hands down, make sure your hand is going under your shoulder, so we're supporting the elbow. And once you're finished, coming back into your rest pose. We're now going to go through a side hop lunge. This is going to need some space. You're going to need to be able to move from side to side. Going to start at your neutral spine, and then we're going to jump from one leg to the other. This is going to challenge your proprioception, so where your body is in space. It's going to challenge your balance. It's going to challenge your core. So it's a really good move for working on building those good stabilizing muscles that are going to help with power efficiency through into the pedals, also with just building good muscular balance. Once you've finished your set, coming back into your rest position. I'm now going to take you through duck stand. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring our heels together, bring our pelvis underneath, so tailbone pointing down towards the ground, and you're going to engage your glutes. Going to think about pushing the weight into the outside of the foot so you can feel the muscles in the outside of your leg working. Think about those arches raising in your feet. And we're going to hold this for 30 seconds, and we're going to do a few of these today. This exercise really helps to strengthen the muscles that assist with rotating the leg outward and thus helping the arches of your feet to stay in a better position, and also the knee to track over your toes. So it's going to be really vital for keeping muscle balance in the leg. Once you've held for 30 seconds, we're going to release out of that, and then we're going to come in to another duck stand. So bringing your pelvis back underneath you, thinking about pulling those hip bones together, so we're engaging those lower core muscles, weight into the outside of the foot so the arches raise. holding for 30 seconds. You should feel the work in the outside of your legs. And then once you've finished, coming into your rest pose. Now I'm going to take you through a nice exercise for building strength in your lower back. So we're going to stand in the band, feet hip distance apart, arms are gently resting by your side shoulder blades, melting down your back. And we're just going to bend to start with from side to side. You could also do this with weights in your hand if you wanted to. Just pick a weight that you feel is an acceptable weight for the strength you've got in your lower back. So don't pick something that's really heavy to start with, because we're doing quite a few reps of this. So pick something that you feel is a manageable weight if you're using a weight instead. Then what we're going to do is start to lift and lower the elbow, as you'll see in the video. So we're bringing in some arm work here as well, still staying on that side plane of movement, so bending from side to side. Lower back strength is really important for maintaining good posture and having a good position on the bike. So if you do get lower back pain, it might be that your lower back is weak, and we need to work on strengthening not only the core but also the lower back, and this is a good way of doing that. Once you've finished, coming into your rest pose. Thanks for joining me for today's off-season workout. If you enjoyed this, please like it and subscribe to my channel for other videos you can do from wherever you are, whenever you like, that are bespoke to cyclists and the muscle imbalances that us cyclists have to kind of work around. If you want more information on my Velo Core Strength and Mobility app, you can find that in the description below. Thanks for being here. I really appreciate you coming and finding and being part of my channel.